So today we're going to talk about 4 different schools of thinking about the history of philosophy that were happening at the same time that the Kantians were thinking about it. Or actually, we're going to be talking about the generation after as well. So what was happening in this general time period of the Enlightenment. We're going to talk a little bit about the competing versions of the history of philosophy that were going on that didn't win out, that people don't know about today. There were things going on in France. There were also some interesting things going on in Germany. And so I thought actually that it might be interesting to talk about 2 men who were trying to do something similar, but in their different ways, and they ended up in different places. But there's one man named de Girondeau, who was a Frenchman, who was trying to do a comparative philosophy. And then there was also a man named Schlegel, who was engaged in a similar project in the sense that it was nothing like what the Kantians were doing. So I thought we could take those guys one at a time and try to talk about what their vision of philosophy was, or the history of philosophy was, and by extension, the history of mankind, certainly the history of Western civilization, to give people a kind of idea of what could have been. We ended up with Kant's version of history, but these are alternate sort of views of history that are very legitimate, done by highly qualified historians of a different era.